Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Rebecca and today I have a good video for you guys. This is going to be a reaction video to an article that I recently read on thebold.com. Let's just say this is going to be a juicy one. The title of this article says, "I'm all for feminism, but it's kind of making it harder to date," by Jennifer Lee. So before we jump into my thoughts and opinion about this article, guys, hit that like button, give this video a big thumbs up for me. It will really help my channel out. And if you guys like my face or like my content, then definitely subscribe below and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post. I'm trying to be consistent and post weekly videos, so hit that notification bell to get notified. Without further ado, let's jump into today's video. All right. So I have my thoughts and opinion about this article, and I just want to jump into it. The title, as I mentioned before, is "I'm all for feminism, but it's kind of making it harder to date." So clearly this is going to be a juicy one. So let's jump into it. It reads, "I consider myself a feminist, but I can't lie. I'm starting to notice its effect on my dating life. This doesn't change my belief in equality. I just hope that men and women can eventually learn to date in harmony because it's pretty messy right now." And I would agree with that. I think that dating today is very, very messy, and I think there's a lot of hatred for both sides, which is, making it very hard to date. So I agree with what she says so far, but she goes on. It says, "Number one, I'm hyper aware of every sexist thing a guy does now." Okay. "It doesn't take much for me to overanalyze guys' intention nowadays. I used to see a guy opening a door for me as nice and polite, but lately, gestures like this have been making me angry. I know that guys offering these acts of chivalry have no intention to make me feel small or lesser than, but now that my eyes have been opened to feminist theory, it's all I'm able to think about." All right. I have a lot to dissect here about this point. She goes, "I used to see guys opening a door for me as nice and polite, but lately, gestures like this have been making me very angry." What? Like, make this make sense. You want guys to open the door for you, but now it's making you angry because why? Because now you are a feminist and you can just open your own doors and guys can't just be polite and normal. She's acknowledging that it's an act of chivalry and that there's no intention of making her feel small or lesser than, but in her eyes, that's still making her feel lesser or angry. You're essentially saying, like, this is your problem, but now you're putting your problem on a group of guys that are doing a chivalrous act, but you're still going to be angry about it. This makes no sense. I feel like she's going to contradict herself the whole time, but we'll continue reading. Number two, guys started to think we don't need them anymore. Shocker. Like, when you literally say men are trash, what are they going to think? That they aren't? Like, you're literally saying they are. So if enough women keep saying that they are, aren't they eventually going to believe it? Like, I don't understand. So she goes on and says, "Even though the feminist movement is pretty much the best thing to happen to this world since sliced bread," I'd argue against that, "it's taking a toll on the dating scene. The thing is, I'm starting to get a bit of standoffish vibes from guys, like they're afraid to make a move. And I think it's because they think we don't need them anymore. I'm not gonna go and cry a river for them because that's something they're gonna have to figure out within their own psyches. It's just something I've noticed, and it's a bit of a shame." This woman is delusional. Point blank, period. She's saying that she's getting a standoff vibe, right? She wants guys to make a move, but she's not going to cry a river and they should figure it out. No, Jennifer, You should figure it out because this sounds like a problem that you're going through. She acknowledges that the intention is a good intention, but then she still gets pissed off, and then she still wants them to approach her in public, but she's probably giving off bad vibes and like resting you know what face. So of course they're not going to come up to you because you're essentially saying, I don't want to be approached in public. I'm going to make this ugly face so that you don't approach me. So they're not going to approach you. You don't make any sense. Like, you're full-blown delusional. And then you're saying it's their own problem, but she can't acknowledge that it's also her problem. Okay. 4. One little anti-feminist comment can completely turn me off. She says, when I'm out with a guy and he says one thing that is even remotely offensive towards women, I find it hard to recover. I instantly write off guys that aren't woke to the current social mindsets towards gender politics and can't let it go. Let's just say I've gone on a lot of first dates that will never go anywhere. This is the thing that's making it harder. Like, feminists are making it so much harder to date because the rules, first of all, they make up the rules as they go, right? You're making up the rules as you go, and then you change them, and then you expect the guy to figure out all the rules, yet every single woman has a different rule book that a guy has to follow. So guys are sitting here like, what's the point? If you want to date a man, you're going to date a feminine man because feminine men end up being more woke than feminists at this point. If not, you're going to date a woman. This girl and a lot of other feminists, they're the same. They're the same because they feel like they're entitled to this opinion of men, right? And then they shame men, and then they're pissed that the men that they shame are not asking them out on a date or want to be with them. You, Jennifer Lee, you are the problem, and so are a lot of feminist women who think that men are the issue when it sounds like an internal problem. Like, you're getting offended by everything a man does. Like, if a man breathes different, you're pissed. If a man compliments you, you're pissed. If a man doesn't pay for your dinner, you're pissed. They're damned if they do and damned if they don't. So what's the point? What's the point of dating if they're always going to be the bad guy? I would be upset if I was the man in this situation, or men in general at this point. Number 5, it's like guys are walking on eggshells around us. Obviously, she goes on and says, guys are feeling the heat and we can tell. So lighten up. So many people take themselves so seriously, like way too seriously. And this is the whole like victimhood mentality that I absolutely abhor. Like, I don't understand why we're trying to one-up each other in victimhood. We're gonna keep reading. They're afraid to compliment us or relate to us in the way that she's not making sense there. We're always taught to, and trust me, that this is a good thing. So, okay, I'm gonna keep reading. However, women still like to be pursued, at least I do. It's unfortunate that by finally standing up for our rights and demanding respect, we're totally scaring men away. It's so messed up and a total shame. God forbid someone were to pursue you, a man were to pursue you, right? And he got the wrong signals. Now, you can go onto social media and blast that person and completely ruin their life because of a wrong signal that they got. Instead of just saying, hey, sorry, I'm not into you, and just walking away, it's so much easier for these people to literally just put them on blast and go on a Twitter rants and whatnot and just put people down, put these men down. No wonder men are so freaking scared of doing anything and actually being a masculine male, right? Because you are literally feminizing them. You're demasculating them, and then you're saying, hey, I still want you to be this way. You're making these rules as you go and then telling them, hey, keep up, but you don't even know what you want. You're literally, she's a walking contradiction. So many of these feminists are walking contradictions, and it's annoying. Like, this is why I left feminism, because the rules don't make sense. Like, you're changing them, and every single woman has a different set of rules. Now it's a power dynamic, and women want to control everything. You don't need to control every man. You don't need to control every situation. You're gonna be okay. But therapy is so needed for you because you think that it's never your fault, that men are the problem, and it's never my fault. Sometimes it's your fault. If you keep dating the same guy, just different names, it's most likely your fault. And you need to take ownership and personal responsibility for the actions that you take. I'm going to say it again. You need to take personal accountability for the actions you take and not put blame on other people. I don't understand where this kind of went out the window of like personal responsibility, personal accountability, and it just gets worse. Like, it just gets worse. She goes, I've been brainwashed to assume the worst in men. Yes, you have. I think I've almost trained my brain to assume all men are here to try to put me down and dominate me, and that's far from the truth. Lady, you're literally contradicting yourself the entire time. She goes, point number 7, the debate on who should pay has never been more alive. Let's jump into this one. I'm on the side that believes whoever does the asking should also do the paying. If I ask a guy on a date, I would expect to pay. Absolutely. If a guy asks me, I would expect that he shells out the money for the evening. It's just the way it should be. However, due to the recent boost in feminism, a guy paying the bill could be seen as anti-feminist, and no guy wants to be considered a misogynist in this day and age. The song and dance of who pays, who's gonna pay has never been more awkward, and it's making dating that much more difficult to maneuver. Yes, because you're making the dumbest rules, and then you're saying that every guy should accommodate your needs. No, baby, this is not how life works. You can't make the rules, change it up, and then say, hey, this is how it's supposed to work. And if the guy doesn't figure it out within 0.2 seconds, they're written off. Unfortunately, this girl and most other women that subscribe to this ideology will end up alone for the rest of their lives with cats or dogs, and they'll most likely die alone because they're believing this, and feminism was designed for that purpose, to make women more masculine and feminize men. Women are stuck in this limbo stage where you want traditionalism, but you also want to be super progressive. Pick the side that you want and then do that, because this wishy-washy, like in the middle type of stuff is not working for anyone. And that is exactly why dating is difficult. You are delusional. And I'm sorry, but a lot of women are, and it needs to be said, and it needs to be said by more women, because this is the brainwashing that I'm talking about. So many women are gonna end up single, alone, and in their late 30s, 40s, alone. And then it doesn't need to be this way. It doesn't. Number 8, I'm afraid of scaring off guys by being too feminist. Girlfriend, you already did that. First of all, you wrote this article, like, you contradicted yourself the entire time. And then on top of it, whoever's finding you on social media, because let's be real, how do you date these days? Instagram, Bumble, Tinder, that stuff, right? And you're posting all this stuff. Of course, a guy's gonna find your Instagram and see like, hi, this girl is psycho. She's one of those crazy feminists, and this is not gonna lead you to more dates. Sorry, it's just not. It's just not. 9, it's made us more separate from each other than ever before. You landed it. You landed the plane here. She goes, men and women already have so much trouble trying to understand each other, but feminism has turned our society into a bit of a battle of the sexes. She admits it. She admits that feminism is the problem, but yet still believes the ideology of feminism, and it's obviously the man's problem. Obviously, it's all the men's problem. Like, this is crazy. She goes on to say, I'm not on their side or anything. I'm just pointing out that we're currently in a sort of us against them mentality, and it's gonna take a while until it smooths out. It's only gonna take more time if y'all don't freaking get it together. Feminism doesn't work for relationships, and if you don't understand that, you're gonna end up dying alone. Period. Point blank. I'm sorry, you needed to hear that. Number 10, every first date I go on, there's an elephant in the room. Yeah, honey, it's you. You're the elephant in the room. Feminists are the elephant in the room. I swear, guys are approaching me less. Didn't we already talk about this? Yeah, they're approaching you less because you literally are unapproachable. You are making your situation worse for you by believing this crap. These are the key points: personal responsibility and accountability. Figure out what problems you're going through. What breakup hurt you? What situation hurt you? You need to figure out, get to the root cause, right? Because this requires a lot of self-work, and self-work is hard, and sometimes we don't want to go through it because we admit that we have an issue. Okay? First things first. Secondly, put the walls down if you want to see a man. I'm sorry, but if your walls are the size of the Great Wall of China, you're not gonna get a man, because who's gonna climb up those walls? No man is. Let me tell you, especially in today's day and age, no man is gonna climb up your Mount Everest to get to you, because there's so many other women out there and there's so many options. Like, lighten up, put a smile on your face, laugh a little bit, take yourself less seriously, take a joke. It's not gonna be that bad. I'm telling you, as soon as you start taking yourself less seriously, start doing the internal work, start taking personal responsibility, let me tell you, a man will probably be more, you'll probably be more approachable, and you'll probably end up in a relationship and hopefully married. But this crap right here is not going to get you a relationship. You making up the rules as you go ahead and then saying that men are not approaching you, that is the wrong ideology. You need to crumple it up, throw that away, and move on, because if it hasn't served you in this season, and if you've been single for a long period of time and you're still doing the same thing, hi, that's called insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So clearly this is not working for you, and I think it's time for you to choose a different approach. Okay, that is my thoughts and rants about this article and about the whole feminist movement. If you guys like this video, then definitely subscribe below, give this video a big thumbs up, and leave me a comment, because I want to see what y'all have to say about this. I'm probably going to get canceled or something for this, but it needs to be said. Men ain't trash. They're not any of that. Go do your self-work. You need to get better. Women need to get better. Men are on the path of getting better. We need more women speaking up for other women's bad behavior, and I will be one of them. Anyway, that's my video for today. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you.